like a Hellcat.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video, I'm doing a part 2 to reviewing the Paddington Bear book set. So I've read 2 of them, which I showed you before, which is A Bear Called Paddington and More About Paddington. I really like them and I only have like 3 or 4 pages left on More About Paddington. And I really like it. So by the looks of that, I think that these are gonna turn out really good. Before I did 1 to 8 and now I have 9 to 15. So I'm really excited for this. And so the first book we have is Paddington Takes the Air. And as I said in the last video, looking at this, I said that he might be going to Darkest Peru. And I assume he is still. So I'm gonna read you the blurb, alright? I do wish I could see into Paddington's mind, said Miss Brown. I know something's going on. I can recognize the signs. And there is plenty of cause for concern when Paddington takes an interest in detective work, not to mention sewing and ballroom dancing. So I think what they mean by detective work is that, well, spoiler alert quickly, in the More About Paddington book, he tried detective work and he failed. Another spoiler alert. He got the cops called on him twice and he locked the cop in his room by accident. Alright, next is Paddington on Top. I don't know what this could really be, because the title doesn't give much information about the book and the picture doesn't either much. So, oh, I just realized this. Look on the back, guys. There's a picture of Paddington without his famous blue coat. He looks kind of sad and there are footprints behind him and he's holding his suitcase. So yeah. Goodness gracious, cried Miss Bird. What on earth is that bear doing now? Nothing is ever straightforward when Paddington is concerned. Whether he's going to school, visiting the seaside or attempting to keep fit. One thing always leads to another. So I think in this book he causes the most trouble. So yeah. The picture of Paddington here, it's kind of like a puzzle. It's working its way up and it's going to be the full picture of Paddington. Look at it. I know. Also, the Paddington book series has been on for more, well, not this series, but the Paddington books were there for more than 60 years. So it's kind of old, but they're now remaking it in Michael Montana. So this one, what's it called? Paddington Takes the Test. Could it be a school test? Could it be another test in life or something? I don't really know. There's a picture of him reading a book there. I don't know what it is. It doesn't have a title. So, let's see what it says. Congratulations on passing your driving test, said the examiner grimly. So it's a driving test. Who would have thought it possible? So there's a little bit of a grammatical mistake on the blurb. I don't know if that's just me or it's the truth. It said, who would have thought it possible? Not who would have thought it's possible, who would have thought it possible? Little bit of critique. Because I am a critique. I'm very strict with my grammar and writing. Who would have thought it possible when he just sat on Paddington's marmalade sandwiches and been driven into the car in front? But then, he hasn't tested many bears before. So that blurb isn't my favorite because it doesn't really make sense. But I hope the book isn't like that because all of them were good. And they use big words in this book. So it's really nice. Like I've stumbled up on some words which I don't even know the meaning of. So it's a really nice book. So yeah, it's pretty good. Which way is it? Next is Paddington Here and Now. This one is full of bright colors. Like look, like you can tell that the contrast is different. Like the hat is brighter, his coat is brighter, he has a scarf. I never realized he had a scarf. He doesn't. In any other pictures. But alright, it's kind of weird but okay. And he has a new suitcase, more of like a broken down one. And marmalade as usual. And in this one it says marmalade for bears. Look at that. He's in his coat and just waddling off like a penguin. I'm not a foreigner, exclaimed Paddington. I'm from Darkest Peru. Paddington has always felt at home with the Brown family. Then one day, a mysterious visitor arrives at number 32 Windsor Garden, It is time for Paddington to decide where home really is. I don't know if he's gonna go back to Darkest Peru, but probably not, because there's still 3 books left after this. Or he could go and then come back. Who knows? It's a mystery. Is this the right way? Yes, it's the right way. Next is Paddington races ahead. So you can definitely know it's British from this. Britain flag. Like the, yeah. So there's a British flag. He's running around with it. I don't know what he's gonna do with it. Because, yeah, maybe slap the Australian flag on there. Alright. So here he looks a bit sad as well. Maybe annoyed because he's dragging his hat around his ears. Maybe he's someone screaming at him like very loud, but who knows. So Paddington often finds himself in unusual situations. So it is no surprise when he gets in a spot of bother with some shaving cream, causes a London bus to be evacuated, and is mistaken for a Peruvian hurdler. There's never a dull moment when a certain bear is around. That certain bear is Paddington. So it says he gets into some trouble with shaving cream, and he causes a London bus to be evacuated, and he's mistaken for a Peruvian hurdler. I don't know by hurdler if they mean like the Olympic hurdler or if there's some other kind of hurdler thing, but yeah. Alrighty guys. I'm having really fun. I'm having lots of fun in like reading the blurb and finding a bit more about the books. And I always read the blurb before I read the book, because apparently that's what you're supposed to do, to get more information before you read, so you know what you're up for. Now this says love from Paddington. Now, by past preference reading the other books, I know what this is about. Like I am 99.5% sure that I know what this is about. Well, maybe spoiler alert, possible spoiler alert. He might be sending a letter or postcard to his Aunt Lucy in Peru. Or maybe he's going, because there's a piece of paper in his hand. It looks like small, where you can write a letter or put a postcard on. So it's something to do with Aunt Lucy, Peru, and a letter. That's all I'm gonna tell you guys for now. So the picture of Paddington is done. Oh my. So I'm not gonna show you yet. Turn it back. I'll show you later. I'll surprise you guys. What's on the back? A picture of Paddington. Paddington's Finest Hour. And this is the last book. That's why it gives more information at the bottom. It said illustrated by Peggy Fortnum and R.W. Alley. It never mentioned that in any of the other books. It says the classic adventures of Paddington Bear. Here on the back, nothing different, just a blurb. Yeah. So somehow Paddington always finds himself in extraordinary situations. So it is no surprise when he comes to the attention of the local police, appears in a popular TV cookery show, and finds himself on stage giving one of his hard stares to a hypnotist. So guys, I don't know if you can catch this in camera, but I think that's one of his hard stares to the hypnotist. That one right there. Yep. And also, what else does it say? He's holding like a little, what's it called? Tie. Yeah, he's holding a little tie, that one, a spotted tie, and I don't think it's his. So, hold up. Guys, you ready? Oh, so I'm taking my comments on the book, not just the picture. So yeah, I'm excited for that book as well. Yes. So, 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Look at that. It forms a picture of Paddington. Apparently the same one on this side, which I showed you, which I wasn't supposed to. So it shows a picture of Paddington holding a bottle of marmalade. And on this side, I'm assuming, it shows him doing detective work with a mustache. And on this side, it shows him with like a sweater and a beanie. Am I correct? Wrong side, vice versa. Cold Paddington, detective Paddington. Right, so that was funny. But I think this looks really nice, the picture itself. The book seemed really nice. I'm really excited for that. And yeah, I'm most excited to read Paddington at large, which I showed in my last video, I think. Yeah, Paddington at Large. Because in that book, it's actually one of Michael Bond's bestseller Paddington books. It's one of his best Paddington books, which I think I mentioned in the last video as well. Not sure. And also Paddington Goes to Town. And yeah, most of them I'm excited to read, all of them. So guys, I'm just gonna give you a quick recap of what books are in the Paddington set. Firstly, A Bear Called Paddington is number 1. More About Paddington, number 2. Paddington Helps Out, Paddington Abroad, Paddington at Large, Paddington Marches On, Paddington at Work, Paddington Goes to Town, Paddington Takes the Air, Paddington on Top, Paddington Takes the Test, Paddington Here and Now, Paddington Races Ahead, Love from Paddington, Paddington's Finest Hour. So the 15 books, those are the 15 books that come in the set of Paddington Bear. As I mentioned in the last video, and I think part of this video, the Paddington book set was to honor Michael Bond's death in 2017. So guys, I'm really looking forward to read all these books, and I'm really happy that I finished collecting the set. So now we don't have to worry about collecting the rest of the books. I can just sit back, relax, and read. That should be like my new catchphrase when I do reading books. So sit back, relax, and read. So yeah, I really recommend these books to everyone. They're really fun. They really hook you in and stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Peace. Cut.